everybody. It's me, Crusty Old Crow, back again to do another tactical perspective toy review on the G.I. Joe Classified series that I have come to love and appreciate so much over this last year and a bit. It does overshadow a lot of my toy collecting budget. That's a new budget, by the way, that I just invented after discovering G.I. Joe Classified. So you've seen me grab a bunch of other figures and everything like that. It's always figures that I wanted to buff this collection with my Bream Cannon. But today I get Wreckage and Tiger Paw, right? And this comes with a lot of punches in my gut. And I'll tell you why, especially if you're new to the channel, it's because I dabble a bit from time to time in doing figure conversions. And when I was learning to do figure conversions, first thing I did is I tore apart my Steel Court Troopers that I was and one of them I converted into a Wreckage. I also made a big brawler to go with that. I was all proud of myself. I was like, look at my cool little fun attempt at making a Wreckage. Nobody would have thought of making Wreckage. And then not 6 months later, this thing got announced. And I was like, you got me, Hasbro. Gets further amplified by GameStop ordering pre-order systems, which now give me access to a lot of stuff here in Canada in the Wave catalog, and I get my pre-orders in, and they're honored very well so far. We just can't always nail down the exact date that they're going to get it. Sometimes they've gotten it very early, sometimes they've gotten it on time, and other times they've trickled behind everyone. I use the Retro Wave Beachhead as my prime example. So in my pre-ordering everything, I put a down payment on one of these for GameStop, and I didn't realize I had. I thought it was on my Tiger group. There's still a bit of confusion over which it was, right? Anyways, they called me today and said, your Tiger Paw and Wreckage is here for pickup. Could you come get it? And I was like, oh yeah, okay. Actually, I dropped by and they asked, hey, by the way, it's here. Can you get it? I was looking for other things. So I was like, yeah, okay, I'll pick it up for sure. And just kicking myself because I was like, Aaron the Toy Enhancer and I had worked out a trade deal, and I had sent him a bit of money to buff it, and where I got one of these off of him and the Beachhead that I was growing so impatient for, right? And it was just any time now it was supposed to be here, but then we had mailing issues. So I said to myself, you know what? There's a reason you need to buy this, and it's not because you want to, although I did want to and I knew eventually I would get them. It was because this would put me into my platinum status on the new GameStop methods, and this means that my discount goes up by 5% from now on with them. So that's why I did it. So I got this at the same price as a deluxe fig, really, not the vehicle set or those comparables. So here we go. We're going to have a look at this guy today. That's at GameStop here in Canada. If you are in the Ottawa region, start looking for them there. It's the Tiger Paw with Wreckage, but not how it's written. Number 137 in the line. There's your QR code that takes you to the purgatory of information that is just a flyer on your screen. It's got nothing to do with Wreckage or anything. It's just G.I. Joe and Hasbro. You can get that out of an old Sears catalog kind of advertising. Anyways, these PCFs, primary combat functions as I call them, are little icons. These tell the story, I guess, of what Wreckage is supposed to be all about. He's a saboteur, and in being a saboteur, you can see in that box he is based on the Firefly buck or loadout, at least. I haven't looked at the buck very closely yet. I haven't had the opportunity to, and I stayed away from watching other reviews on this because I knew I wanted it. That was all I needed to know. I wanted to discover these things on my own as I do reviews, right? So, but you can't help but hear a few rumors, and I can't help but make a few comments on other people's shows about the weapon systems and things like that. Being an ex-military veteran, I kind of want to know the path of flow of weapons, and this is one of those vehicles I suspect has a path of flow issue with that weapon. There's that beautiful box art, and then up top, very humble, nothing there, legal gobbledygook, and barcode, blah, 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 right? Everything you need to know about that box. So, and of course, Tiger Force, because he is a member of Tiger Force, and this is now the second mounted vehicle type that Tiger Force has in its line to assist with the Ram, which Duke brought in that 2-pack. Still available very much at Toys R Us and probably at Target and most places clearance, but if you go to a lot of stores, they're still asking full price for that, and I think that's hilarious. Anyways, guys, we're going to open this guy up. We're going to have a look at the Wreckage. We're going to do our tactical perspective, pardon me, tongue-tie stuff. We're going to do our tactical perspective on Wreckage, give him the head to toe and the file card review, send him on his way onto a spindle for some photography, and we're going to have a look at this ATV that is the Tiger Paw, remembering that I actually still don't have a Cobra Ferret somehow. I don't know how I missed doing all that, but I'll get one at some point. You know, the Crow's a patient man, and when he runs out of patience, he goes to Joe Fest, just like he plans to go again in 2025. So, you know, it's nice to have little objectives. That's my biggest advice. If you're ever thinking about going to a convention, a big toy convention, or Joe Fest, as a Joe fan and as a toy collector, what I would recommend is this. Set an objective, pick a couple high-end items and only that, and then leave yourself an impulse purchase budget of about 100 to whatever you're comfortable with to pick up the odds and sods that impress you, but that you didn't know about. But always just go in there with your objectives. Don't go in there with just hopes and dreams and anything will do. No idea what you were going to buy, but just know I got money in my pocket, right? And barter. Always barter. Bring cash too. That is the big thing with a lot of conventions, guys, that I have heard about, and I've experienced this at Joe Fest, is bring cash. It's easier for them to make a deal with you for cash because they can forego their Interact and MasterCard fees on their systems. So sometimes that's the difference of a $5, $10 deal with them, depending on what you're buying, or a $20 depending on how much you're buying, just to not have to pay those fees as a vendor. So if you bring cash and offer cash, you'll get better deals, right? And I could have had a Ferret for $100 cash at Joe Fest, and I waited too long, and somebody else snapped it up, and that's fine. I'll find that again. But this one cost me $60 Canadian, so I feel like it's a better deal. Anyways, we're gonna do all those things I said, and if you like this show and you like these kind of content and you like my reviews, yeah, maybe you want to check out my customs corners stuff where I do conversions and background stuff, and then paint weapons and do paint tutorials. Or maybe you want to check out Thrifty Thursdays, where I just show you what I picked up at things like Value Villages or Savers in the States, and deals online, and what new figs that are outside the classifying, they start showing up on Thrifty Thursdays, whether I got to deal with them or not. So please hit that like, share, subscribe, and let's go have a look at Wreckage and Tiger Paw. Thanks. Now, you guys know the rule. If you're a veteran of the tactical perspective, I always start off with that file card, because G.I. Joe lore demands there be a file card for any respectable character introduced. So if they plan on giving us new characters through the Skybound comics, they better start providing some file cards for us to get that lore, or else I can't even look at them as real Joes. So here we have Tiger Force Demolitions, codename Wreckage. Thank you very much to Yojo Archive for this footage of this file card of Dylan L. Marino. One has to wonder, and I think JLS Comics addressed it, if this is actually a relative of Don Marino, which I don't think he is, but it's a name coincidence. His primary military specialty is demolitions, with a secondary in jungle warfare instruction. He was born in Los Angeles, California, and he's an E5. Wreckage perfected his craft at the Army Jungle Warfare Training Center, where he served as a member of the OPFOR, opposing forces. We have those. Cadre. As such, he learned to use unorthodox methods to eliminate enemy forces, and a ferocious combination of fighting styles in close quarters combat, earning him his code name. He was quickly moved to the G.I. Joe team, so his natural destructive skill could be utilized in neutralizing enemy saboteurs. Assigned to the Tiger Force Special Operations Unit, Wreckage quickly adapts to whatever environment he's dropped into. He uses a wide variety of explosives to eliminate eliminate impediments to the team and is skilled in charged, fused, remote launched, or timed munitions. It is his mastery and use of Special Operations Force Demolition Kit, the Soft DK, that allows him to tailor demolition charges for maximum effect with carrying weight. Okay, so if we take those demolitions, it means that he knows exactly, like off the back of his head, he could tell you to the 20th decimal place what the equation is for measuring det cord, what frequency bandwidth certain things have to be at in order to assure destruction, things like that. This guy's a demolitions master. So it's no coincidence they used that Firefly buck and Firefly loadout, is it? I also want to draw attention to one of the details in this file card that I really enjoyed, and that was his position within the OP4 for the military. The OP4 is vital to training. We need our own people to try and outsmart our own people when we're training in conventional and unconventional warfare, especially in the most modern battlefield against guerrilla-style tactics, outside the box thinking, and this is where the OP4 really shine. You get a good creative OP4 commander that can really understand ambushes, map reading, tactics, and where to break from norm and convention and teach that to other guys. That guy is a master. Always, if you ever are in the military and you have a chance to show your leadership by leading an OP4 for a season, do it. It's a lot of fun. And so I think with the file card behind us, we can get into that head-to-toe review. So here you see him with his steel core helmet, and here you see him without. And I really like him with both. I like that steel core helmet, that yellow with the, again, that same snarl that we see with the clutch helmet. It seems very much similar. Imagine if I put them to the side, they're the same design, but it really works with that black and yellow. The balaclava that he wears, I think this is the same head buck that they're using for the head sculpt that they used for Shockwave, but I'm not sure, and I didn't double check. I did check and make sure that it was the same body of Firefly, so it could very well be the same head. I really don't know. Don't care. Painting and reuse is just a part of a successful toy line. You have to do it to keep things going. The kit is very much Firefly, but with his own accents on the body kit that make, it's not a complete reprint of him, I don't think. But at the same time, it's enough of them. But that balaclava definitely starts things off nice with that soft tan brown and then the dark brown broke up puma skull effect on the teeth. Here you can see he's got that intense stare. It's no matter where you point him, that thing is screwed if his eyes are staring on it. And almost every weapon he has, he seems more menacing with that look in his eyes, more so than any other Joe holding the same weapons. Here he's got a couple of innocent little bombs, but with that face, you just get that whoever's receiving those special gifts is not going to live long enough to talk about them. It's not the same as if you put them in Dusty's hand, I don't think. I don't get the same vibe. If you follow that flesh tone down to that orangish brown, like autumn fall orange, you see that color repeated throughout. This is how they break up the black and the greens and the browns, is pulling your eye down from certain features or upwards. If we go up from the leg pad, we go to the wrist pad. If we go to the wrist pad, we go to the chest mag pouches, and then up to the neck and then to that face. There's a leading line of color and symmetry that goes with this that is very well used. And you'd be surprised, like I said, how many colors are on this thing. So overall, loving that head sculpt. Yeah, it's a reprint of Firefly right down from the neck, shoulders, but it's working for me. That Tiger Force logo on the shoulder you see there, the steel zipper on the sleeve, noticeable in that black jumpsuit. The black jumpsuit broken up by the green cam straights. And as far as articulation goes, I found him very posable and yet stiffer than his predecessor's buck. So I found my Firefly very rattly and Wreckage very tight. So I was able to do a lot of good posing with him, even better posing than what I was showing pictures of. But no problems, no hindrances. You see lean on him on that stand because the stand's at an angle, but balancing this guy wasn't too big of a problem. When it comes to these spindles, you'll see the problem happens when I start adding more weight, because this guy comes with a lot of kit. Hell, he comes with Firefly's gun, suppressor, backpack, bombs. He comes with a pistol. He comes with the knife, and he comes with an all-terrain vehicle on top of it. So that's a lot of kit for one fella. All right, you know what? Just having handled this figure all day and manipulating it, doing photo shoots, I'm already ready to give this thing his grade just as a figure. So on the tack grade, I'm going to give him the solid 4.5 for having all the demolition kit, having a riding helmet, having an ATV, and being dark, you know, for sneaking around in bushes, yet camouflaged enough, breaking up shape, and the yellow would clearly be left behind if it weren't autumn, you know. But these colors, they work for him, and he's definitely got enough kit to do the job that he's out there to do, including getting himself in and out of an area quickly on that ATV. So 4.5 for the tack. On the play grade, I'm going to go with the solid 5 again, because that ATV, the kit that he's got, it's all tight. Nothing really slides out. The knife doesn't slide out of the wrist. The gun, despite how you see it on his hip right now, doesn't slide out. And even the peg on the side of the backpack holds that other Firefly airborne weapon very well. And what you're getting is a very dynamic kit at a fair price, and it's interesting how it all works, right? So you get another piece for your Tiger Force, and I got this at GameStop. So Tiger Force has opened up. GameStop here in Canada now carrying these, so go and grab one if you want one. If you missed out on the ordering debacle of the past few months with getting these, they're back. Go grab them if you want them. I know the U.S. wasn't having a problem, but Canada, we might have been. It's over now. Anyways, you get a really good kit. It's a weird mix because it's bright and it's dark. The Tiger Paw, very bright. The Rider, very dark. But when he puts that helmet on, it all gels really well. I can't say enough about this figure. It surprised me. I thought I wasn't going to like it as much because I knew it was going to be a Firefly reprint. So there's the je ne sais quoi factor. I don't know how they did it, but they somehow not only took a really, you know, all right figure of Firefly. He was a cool figure, like cool character. It's just the figure, the buck wasn't working that well. They took all of that and they doubled down on a reprint character from later in the line, and they made him amazing. 4. No, 4 doesn't feel right. When it's changing that je ne sais quoi, we got to put it to a 5. There's your 5. So 5 on play, 5 on je ne sais quoi, and a 4 on tack, 4.5 on tack. And here's your Tiger Paw, which I won't grade because I'm not an off-road ATV owner, right? I've driven cross-country with a lot of tactical vehicles for the military, but my ATV riding experience has been tailored down to maybe hours at best. I wasn't a big fan of that gun simply because I don't see a belt of ammo, therefore it's a sci-fi laser. I'm also not a big fan of those two-way missiles. I don't understand the concept, but I commend whoever designed those and sold them to the creative team at Hasbro as must be on this, and then whoever did it again on this modernized classified line and convinced Lenny and the team these missiles must be on this. They are a far smarter and more charming man than I can even picture, because those things are goddamn ridiculous as I see it. I don't even know how they would function, and if they split in the middle and fire in both directions, I don't even know how anyone would want to design a missile like that, much less keep it about a foot off the ground when it goes off, and pointed in the direction of friendly forces or enemy. Just being indiscriminate is weird. The front little machine gun laser, again, no belt of ammo, so lasers. So I'm not a big fan of the Tiger Paw for its weapons loadout at all. I feel like there should have been a modernized custom, but you know where we get that? You guys say it with me now. Gridiron! That's right, kiddies. You can go to Gridiron and replace all this. What you do get is a fair price Joe vehicle for a Tiger Force line that desperately needed something other than a ram. And yes, this can hold 2 figures, no problem. Could probably even hang a couple off there. Who knows how many you can monkey pile on there. I'm not going to mess with it today. I'm going to show you what it's meant to look like, give it a little bit of playtime, take some photos of that, and get out of here. But guys, there you go. This has been the Tiger Paw with Wreckage review of G.I. Joe Classified number 137 for the Tiger Force line. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks very much for the time you spent here today, and I hope you enjoy this little adventure video I put together for you. We'll see you next time on the Tactical Perspective.